Now to the headlines I made last week, the tinkering around with the coaching setup. Can you give us the thought process around that? First of all, the men's team, and of course the women's team. But let's start with the men's team.
Yeah, obviously, once you get to a certain stage and once you've done a few games, you obviously look at a few tinkering with a few things, get a few fresh ideas in. Also look at the direction that things are going, because now in terms of where we are in the Super League, we're not where we wanted to be, so it's growing increasingly more likely that we might have to qualify through qualifiers. So you obviously want to get at least a few different ideas and start getting the guys to prepare a little bit differently, looking at that sort of probable eventuality in the future. So we've decided to just tinker with the specialist coaches. So we'll change both specialists, the batting coach and the bowling coach. But then obviously for the sake of continuity, we'll keep the rest as it is. So we've already re-engaged Lance Klusner, who's been with us before. I mean, I actually played under him and I was really happy with the work that he put in and with the progress that we made under him. So he's already been signed up. He'll be coming back, and we're still working on filling the other position of the bowling coach. And then on the ladies setup, the ladies have obviously progressed a little bit from where they were, which was pretty much a more developmental type approach, whereas now they've got full status. So we're also looking to obviously up what they've been doing and just sort of change that level that they've been operating at. So we've also decided to make a change at the head coach position there, just change the direction that they're going in, and obviously just try and mirror a little bit of the level that they're playing at now, which is a little bit higher than what they used to. So again, a change of direction there, just get a fresh mind in as well, and someone who's actually done a little bit more at that level, and who's actually been around for a little bit long as well in terms of international experience in that.
And someone asked, for example, the change to the bowling aspect, where for the men's team, that it didn't seem as if Zimbabwe particularly had a problem with bowling in as far as the team was concerned. What is the thinking behind changing the bowling, and when will the bowling and fitness coaches be announced, the new ones?
We'll announce them. Obviously, we're working on getting a couple of people. So as soon as we shore things up with them, then we'll announce them straight away, because there's nothing stopping us from doing that now. But like you said, we definitely have improved, and we're definitely on a bit of an upward trajectory with our bowling and our batting as well. But like I said, obviously with looking at what's coming up in the future and the way we may need to go, it was just more or less a case of just fresh ideas and just get the guys also to work under someone who's got slightly different mindset and a slightly different sort of skill set from what they've been doing in the past 2 or 3 years, just to enhance that skill and just to maybe look at different ways of doing things, different game plans and things like that. Because yes, as much as we were on the upward trend, there's still things, so it's a couple of areas that we felt were still lagging behind a little bit. So we're just hoping that the fresh ideas will help us move along a little bit faster in those areas as well.
And do you believe that with these ideas that you will get to the T20 World Cup? And if you don't get to the T20 World Cup, will there be another tinkering of the coaching setup?
Obviously, it's a little bit early days, because these guys would only be coming in like now, which is 3 months away from the T20 World Cup. So I wouldn't really think there would be too much more tinkering in the near future. They obviously have to get a bit of a run and obviously get a bit of time to also impose themselves and to also showcase what they can do. So I don't really think that there would be too much tinkering in the near future. But yeah, obviously this is a T20 tournament, qualifying tournament that we never really used to play in, and it's got a couple of, if you may call them, slightly weaker sides. So I'm really confident that we should be able to get through these qualifiers and go to I guess the next qualifying tournament, which is the one that they have just before the World Cup starts.
But then the question would be, we've had the same head coach for 4 years. if the head coach does not make it to the 2020 World Cup, will there be a reconsideration, or has there been a conversation around the fact that his position might not become tenable, especially as you say, some of the sides that are coming to play in Zimbabwe are not necessarily the most fashionable in international cricket?
Yeah, obviously, in renewing the head coach's contract, there were a few deliverables and a few other targets that were mentioned there. I don't know if I can really go into detail about them, but yeah, I'm sure that would have been one of the things that that was discussed in terms of the T20 World Cup and in terms of qualification for the 50 over World Cup as well. So yeah, I'm sure he knows exactly what he needs to do and exactly what's expected of him as well.